Week 11 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few forwards I looked at off the wire this week. The first guy, Jabari Walker of the Portland Trailblazers. Jabari Walker, he's going out there, and he's getting solid playing time for this Trailblazer team. Available right now in 84% of fantasy leagues. So Walker, the last few weeks, he's getting playing time and making the most of it. After last year in his rookie year, he didn't really play. So on the season, 8.2 points a game, 5.5 boards, 76% from the line, and 48% from the field. But over the last couple weeks here, he's really stepped up and put up some stats here as Walker. 11.4 points a game, 7.3 rebounds, and 60% from the field. So right now, Walker, for the most part, I know he's not really a three-point shooter, and it's pretty much points and boards, but he definitely can help fantasy owners in these categories. And his, obviously, shooting percentage has been good as well. So the last few games for Walker, December 26 versus the Kings, 17.6 boards, an assist, a three, 75% from the field. December 28 versus the Spurs, 6 points, 9 boards, a steal, a block in that one, 50% from the field. December 29th versus Spurs, one of the best games of his career, 25 points, 9 boards, an assist, a steal, a block, a three, 63% from the field. And January 1st at the Suns, 10 points, 9 boards, a steal, 42% from the field. So right now, Walker's getting anywhere from 25, 30 minutes a game. He's getting a nice opportunity. And we know this Trailblazer team's in rebuild mode. After in the offseason, they traded some guys away. Damian Lillard, obviously, Jusuf Nurkic. And now guys like Walker are getting opportunities and playing some big minutes. So right now, while he's out there in 84% of fantasy leagues, and if you need rebounding and scoring, he can help fantasy owners. And even his field goal percentage, like I mentioned, has been pretty solid this season. Next guy's Aaron Nesmith of the Indiana Pacers. So the Pacers, they're a team that's up there in the league in scoring the basketball. And Nesmith, he's been a decent option for this Pacer team over the last few seasons, but another guy this year getting a little bit more playing time, 11.7 points a game, 3.2 boards, an assist, 1.1 steals, 2.2 threes a game, and 51% from the field. It's very efficient, and over the last couple weeks here for Nesmith, his three-point shooting has really gone up, 12.4 points a game, 3.7 boards, 1.1 assists, 1.7 steals, 45% from the field. So Nesmith, if you need steals, three-point shooting, and a guy could score the basketball for the most part at a decent rate, he definitely can help fantasy owners in a few categories this season. December 28th at the Bulls, 12 points, 5 boards, 4 threes, an assist, a steal, 2 blocks in that one, 44% from the field. December 30th versus the Knicks, 25 points, a rebound, 2 assists, a steal, 7 threes in that one, 61% from the field. And January 1st at the Bucks, 4 points, 5 boards, 3 steals, 2 blocks, a 3, and he only shot out 10% from the field. But right now he's playing good basketball as Nesmith. He's been a 3-point specialist where he's hit 12 3-pointers right now in the last 3 games. If you need 3-point shooting, steals, and for the most part efficiency from the field and rebounding, I think Nesmith can help fantasy owners. And also as well, he's available right now in 67% of fantasy leagues. Forwards Trayce Jackson-Davis of the Golden State Warriors. So Jackson Davis, he's filling in well for Draymond Green, and he's one of the better pickups, I believe, over the last few weeks. He's available right now also in 67% of fantasy leagues. On the season here for Jackson Davis, we haven't seen much out of him until, obviously, Draymond's been suspended. 5.7 points a game, 4 boards, and 63% from the field. But the last couple weeks, 11.3 points a game, 8.8 boards, 1.8 assists, a block a game, and 68% from the field. So he's like a classic big man. He's going to get easy buckets in the paint here is Jackson Davis. He's not going to shoot the 3 ball at all, which is all right. And he's going to rebound and score for the most part. December 25th at Denver, 8 points, 3 boards, and assist, 75% from the field. December 28th versus the Heat, 10 points, 11 boards, an assist, 2 blocks, 44% from the field. And December 30th versus the Mavericks, 17.6 boards, 2 assists, a steal in that one, and 72% from the field. So right now he's playing good basketball. Like I said, the efficiency for the field goal is definitely going to be good for him. He could score the basketball in the paint. And this team, they need a little bit of a third or fourth option in the scoring. You can't just have Steph Curry, and Thompson's been struggling pretty much all season as well as a guy you could count on that game in and game out to go out there and get 20 plus. So right now Jackson Davis has been a little bit of a boost for this Warrior team in terms of scoring and rebounding. But I know this Warrior team's lost 3 games in a row, but right now he's going out there and he's playing well, and he's a good ad off the wire this week. The next ad, Peyton Watson of the Denver Nuggets. So Watson, he had a decent role for this Nugget team over the last few weeks, but Aaron Gordon, back in the starting lineup, and they made some adjustments over there as Denver. So Watson on the season, 6.6 points a game, 2.6 rebounds, 1.1 assists, and 51% from the field. But the last couple weeks where he did start a lot, like I mentioned, and now back to the bench with Aaron Gordon returning, 9.9 points a game, 3 rebounds and assists, 1.4 threes, and 54% from the field. But we know this Denver Nugget team, every year someone steps up for them. It was Bruce Brown last year. Obviously, Bruce Brown on the Pacers now, and Peyton Watson, he's going to get an opportunity, and he's available right now in 88% of fantasy leagues. Even if he's only going to play 20-25 minutes per game, I still think in deeper formats he could go out there and help fantasy owners. December 28th versus the Grizzlies, 20 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 4 threes in that one, 42% from the field. December 29th versus the Thunder, 14 points, 2 boards, 2 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, at 50% from the field. Then January 1st versus the Hornets, 8 points, 4 boards, an assist, a steal, a block, 2 threes, and 50% from the field. So Watson, he's a guy that could do a little bit of everything and help you in most categories. So right now, if you need a guy in deeper leagues who's going to be a hustle player and a decent bench option for Denver, and a guy at the back in the bench of fantasy leagues, I think Watson is an ad this week in the 5th and final forward I looked at off the wire this week here is Isaac Okoro of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So Okoro, I know he was a big-time draft pick a few seasons ago. He's had some good games and some games where he hasn't gone out there and put up points or been that breakout guy. He's been a bust for the most part. If you just want to say that's on the season, 8.8 points a game, 3.3 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 49% from the field. But the last couple weeks, he's definitely got more playing time with the injuries to Mobley in this offense and Darius Garland. And he's made the most of it, 13.2 points a game, 3 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 1.2 threes a game at 50% from the field. So Okoro right now available 90% of fantasy leagues. And he's scoring the basketball at a good rate. And besides Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen, they need another guy to step up with the injuries, like I mentioned, to Garland and Mobley. And Okoro's definitely been doing that the last couple weeks. December 23rd at the Bulls, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 33% from the field. December 27th at the Mavs, 22 points, 3 boards, and assists, a block, 4 threes in that game, 53% from the field. December 29th versus the Bucks, 8 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, a steal, a block in that game, 60% from the field. Then January 1st at the Raptors, 16 points, a board, 3 assists, 2 steals, a block, and 50% from the field. So right now he's scoring the basketball efficiently. He's getting big minutes, up to 40 minutes per game. We've seen a couple games from him at Carver, but usually 30, 35 minutes, and still efficient out there, scoring the basketball and getting opportunities. He's not much of a three-point shooter, but he's scoring the traditional way, and he's getting to the foul line as well. So Okoro is a decent ad this week. So that's a few forwards I looked at off the wire in Week 11 of the fantasy basketball season.